Hi, my name is Javel Savari. Here to talk to you today about Criteria 2. These videos might be a bit rougher than the other ones because I don't plan on really editing them too much because there might be quite a few that come through. But here we are. Cool. So just a reminder, in the content library, we can go to our SAT 2020, and that's where everything will be basically going forward for the rest of this term. So that's the one section we're going to be looking at. We've got our dates in here. Okay, so just a reminder that this due date is basically when all of part 1 will be sent and sort of locked in. I'll mark it, and that'll be your mark that you get. The rest of these dates are basically when I want to check how you've done with the criteria. Being that things are not ideal at the moment, we are in term 2, week 1, but I'll probably just be checking your criteria 1 and going from there. Yeah. Cool. At this stage, the SAT remains as it was, and in terms of being marked, that sort of thing. I know that SACs have been postponed, but SATs at the moment are still running as far as I'm aware of, but I will let you know if that changes. You've got your overview here, don't forget, which is basically all of the criteria, really high level, what you need to do to get the marks, okay? This week, I'm hoping that you finish this for holiday homework, the Gantt chart for criteria 1. So this week, criteria 2, development model. So let's get into it. You need to pick one, okay, and then sort of elaborate on the one that you've chosen, whether it's Waterfall, Agile, or Spiral. Our success criteria is just, you're able to discuss the differences, and you can justify why you might select one over another. The SAT specifics, basically, you're picking one and you're justifying why you've chosen it. So let's go through it. Waterfall, what you're doing is you're literally just going through doing one step, then the next step, then the next. So you start off with your requirements, your analysis, much the same as our SAT has kind of looks, right? We've done our analysis, and then we jump through into design, and then jump into coding, and testing, maintenance, release, done. Okay, Waterfall is very much one direction. You go start to finish, finish, done. Okay. Agile, on the other hand, let me try and fit this on the screen, is more functionality focused, okay? It's going to go through the whole process a number of times. What I mean by functionality focused is that you're going to go through the first time you go through, you're going to analyze a need or a function that you want to put in it. You're going to design how that function is going to work, what it's going to look like. You're then going to develop the solution and put that functionality into the solution. Then you're going to wrap it up, release it, and that's your first version, okay, using the Agile approach. And then you'd go back through again and look at, okay, what's the next functionality we want to add into our program, okay? That's how Agile works. So you create a new version. In the industry, you'd go show the customer, make sure they're happy, make any adjustments you might need to, label it as a version, go back through and start again. Make a new version, show the customer, so on and so forth. Okay. This image shows a few extra steps. Yeah, if you wish. Spiral. Okay, our third and final development model it looks really similar to Agile in that it repeats a number of times. Bear in mind that Agile is very function based, so sort of keep repeating, adding new functionality each time. Spiral is risk focused, so you're going through each time sort of addressing risks, sort of minimizing the risks, and resolving the risks and going through it that way. Okay. There's a little table there. So talking about the differences there between Agile and Spiral. Have a read of those, they're pretty good. I've given you the link there where I pulled that from. There's a big article there, feel free to read that. There's a video here talking about Spiral. This video is pretty good, read that. Watch that even. and then start to describe the one you want to use and justify why you'd like to use it for your program. Okay. Your textbook gives really good definitions for them as well. I would suggest you read those again, sort of to refresh what they are in your mind, and work through it that way. Okay. Your justification, it is, a lot of it will be personal preference, but talk to the main features of Waterfall, Agile, Spiral. Okay. There is a reason that our original Gantt chart was set up in a waterfall style. Yeah, let you think about that one. I actually prefer Agile, just because I like to see something finished. I feel more successful that way, I suppose. I don't know. Be a bit of personal preference there. See how you go with these, and definitely get in contact with me, and we can sort of flesh these out a little bit. I'll try and come up with a sample, something to put in there as well. The other thing that's worth a look at, I went through the last 20 years of exams. I know how exciting is my life. And there was just one that had a question related to development models, because it wasn't in the last study design, but it must have been in previous ones, back in 2008. So have a look at that question if you get time. Yeah, see how you go. Good luck. Thanks. Forgetting how to end it. Oh, there we go. See ya.